All right, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is the 18th day of June 2013. Today, our results were plus 1 tick on the soybeans, minus 7 ticks on the Russell, plus 3 ticks on crude oil, plus 16 ticks on gold. That's what our day was like. It took us 95 minutes and 10 trades to get to $132.5 per contract, and we had a total of 10 trades this morning. Okay, so that pretty much says everything right there. We are currently at $3,120 per contract profit on the month of June. In the 12 trading days of the month of June, we got 3120. We're up 3120 gross. Okay, if you apply an $8 per turn commission to each one of those, then you would still be up $1,928 so far for the month of June. That's per contract only in the 2 hours in the live trading room. Today, actually, we had to end a little bit early. I got out after 95 minutes. I had to go. My son's last day of school. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we're at $3,120 per contract. Our goal for the month is $6,292.50. We have a little bit of work to do here. We got to have, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 trading days to get there. Make it happen. We'll see we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But we do definitely have some work to do to get up to that. That is our monthly high in the live trading room. It was last month, $6,292.50. This month so far we're at $3,120. I believe the nearest one to that was February, when we had the whole month of February at $3,900. Before that it was January, it was $4,047 for the whole month. But we're only halfway through the month. So we still have some work to do to get there. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial there. If you do sign up for our free trial, you get access to everything that you see here. You get access to our live trading room for 5 business days. You get access to all the indicators, the charting platform. You get access to Dwayne and I. You get to sit in our live trading room with us and watch us put trades on, take trades off. You get to watch us win, and occasionally you get to watch us lose. This morning, I had a losing trade. I had a losing trade on the Russell, and I never got back above 0 on the Russell. We are down 7 ticks on the Russell. For what it's worth, I just mentioned the losing part of it and thought I would highlight that we do, in fact, have losing trades. You can tell on the days right here in this column, the number of minutes that it takes me to get my 2 points. You can tell that some of these days I started out with losing trades. Today I didn't start out with a losing trade, but I did have a losing trade shortly after I started out, and that made it take a little bit longer. That, and I missed a bunch of trades. I'll go over all that shortly. But this column right here is the number of minutes it took for me to get to 2 points, or I should quantify that. $100 per contract. All right, $100 per contract. That's what this column is. And this is the number of trades that it took. All right. It's all good stuff. Every day that you see in here, every green bar that you see in here is a day that we made our 2 points and we ended positive. The yellow ones are days we didn't make our 2 points, but we didn't end negative. The one red day on the year, back here, February 7th. Slide that over. I know that day. February 7th was our one down day this year. We're minus $80 a contract on that one. And that's it. So far this month, we are on track to having another all green month. The month of May we hit our goal every day. So far in June we are on track to doing the same thing. Let's see. Let's get into the trades now. Okay, we'll start out with crude oil. On crude, we had a couple of trades on crude this morning. Missed a bunch of them. We missed one right here. But we'll start out with the crude. Okay, nice head and shoulders pattern right here. Shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline. When the neckline broke, it went down pretty well. This was earlier in the morning. We missed all these trades. We missed this long here. We missed this short here. We missed this short here. I didn't even highlight this one. Oh, did we put in a lower swing? No, we didn't. That's why we didn't take that. But we missed this short right here. We finally shorted down here, took a little bit of profit, shorted again right here, took a little bit more profit, and that was it. That was all we did on crude oil this morning. Okay, there were some more trades in there that we missed, I'm sure, somewhere along the day here. Right in here, there was a long trade for 10, 12 ticks, something like that. Right here, just now, there was a long trade right here at 97.91, and you can see that's already from 97.91. It's already up 11 ticks right now. Okay, it's already up 11 ticks. And what I would look for on this, it's probably not going to do it right now because the green line got into the cycle, but what I would look for is a pull back down to the BBC and a move up to this level up here at 98.08. That's what I would look for on the crude oil. Okay, could go straight up to 98.08 now. The entry would have been on the up close of this bar right here at 97.91. All right, you see you put in your higher swing, you pull back down, test the BBC, give an up close, bullish divergence, blue cycle, and there it goes. It went right up to 98.08 anyway. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was going to have the if it wasn't going to have the momentum to get up there, but it did, and there it is, 98.08, just like that, guys. And that's how it works in the live trading room. Trades set up, we tell you where they're there, and you can get into them, and that's it. In the Russell, this was our one losing trade on the Russell this morning. Let's scroll back there, right here. All right, we had put in a new high. We had closed up above the trend line. We had some bullish divergence. I got long. It stopped me out, and then it changed directions. Okay. There were a couple other spots in here. There was a shorting opportunity in here, another one over here, another one here. When it came down over here, there was a spot in here, I believe, where you would have needed to close up above the trend line to get long, and it needed to get up above this level right here. Okay. I didn't take any of that. There was another one right in here I missed, and this, well, drawing your trend line. No, there was nothing in there. Nothing in there. Okay, so there wasn't a ton available there on the Russell today. The ES was going into a weekly trading zone for a good portion of the morning, and so we weren't looking to get long on the Russell while the ES was going into the zone. Okay, gold, we made some decent money on gold. We had some pretty good trades on gold today. There was one in here. This box right here. I had drawn this box. Was it that box? No, it was this box over here. No, that was the box. But this is the area right here. I tried to get into this trade, and I was explaining to people that this is why I don't put targets on my trades, because I missed getting into this by a tick. I tried to get in, it didn't fill me, and then it dropped 31 ticks in like 2 seconds. That's why I don't put targets on my trades. Because if I had an 8-tick target, I'd have gotten 8 ticks. If I had gotten filled, I'd only gotten 8 ticks. But without having a target on there, it would have dropped these 31 ticks in 2 seconds, and I could have just exited the trade down here, or just somehow exited the trade or dragged my stop, or done some kind of thing to lock in a lot more than 8 ticks. But as it is, we took a short trade in here, took a little bit of profit. We missed a long trade in here. We took a long trade in here. I think we took 1 tick profit on that. We missed that huge trade right there. We missed another one here. We took some profit on this, missed that one. There was no trade set up in here. There was actually a long trade set up in here. But I didn't take the long trade. I was looking for the thing to go long, but it just didn't come together. And it dropped through there. There was no trade set up, no way to get into this on the way down. It changed directions, and all this happened really quickly in here. Okay, you can see from 10:09 to 10:10. This is 10:09:56 to 10:10:03. This is 7 seconds from here to here. So it all happened really quickly. There was a long trade in here. This one had a long trade right in there. You had to be right on top of it, though. There was a short trade in here that we did take. And we missed this follow-up trade right there. Okay, there was a short trade in here that we missed, and a short trade in here that we finally took. That was the end of our trading for the day. Now, as it turned around, there was an opportunity to get long right here for this move up, another opportunity to get long right here for that move up. and the Russell is just running up right now. And that was it for the morning. Now, right in here, there was a bullish cross tested the BBC with an up close. So on this current move right now, there was a spot right here where you should have gotten long. If you are a CFRN partner, then you have all this stuff right in front of you, and you should have gotten long right in there. You should have been okay with that. All right. Now I'm going to bring back the crude oil because I showed you a few minutes ago. Right in here was a long trade on the crude, and I said it should get up to 98.08. You see how it got right up to 98.08, and it stopped. Stopped right there at 98.08. Now, when the green line gets up into the cycle like this, you expect it to pull back again. So it's time for it to pull back here. All right. Let's see. We'll go from there. Let's see, Jim. On my recap, there are weekly trading zones. See, there's a weekly trading zone right here, Jim. There's no weekly trading zone in gold. There's no weekly trading zone in crude. There are weekly trading zones in the Russell, and there's weekly trading zones on the ES that I look at. All right, we don't have weekly trading zones on the NQ, soybeans, copper, the yen. So there are weekly trading zones, and they do make a difference, actually. For me, anyway. Okay, you don't have to pay attention to them if you don't want to, but I do. Let's see. I think they are critical component to the whole thing. All right, now this morning on the ES, let me blow the ES up because there were some trades this morning on the ES. Okay, on the ES right in here at 9:30 after the open, I had said this up close right here was a long trade, and that moved up. Once it moved up, it gave an opportunity to exit and expect another one. We never got the entry on the upside again, okay, until way over here. An hour later, there was another long trade right in here that went right up to the weekly trading zone. All right, from there, there's nothing else. There's no other trades. There were 2 trades on the ES this morning. Okay, and you do pay attention to the zones. The zones are in here, and they are there. Sometimes the zones don't show up on my 4-tick range charts like on the Russell. Okay, if I flip this to a, we'll say a 15-minute, hopefully here. Yeah, there's the zones. Okay, we just happen, the Russell is going up to a zone here at 995. Okay, that's what's happening right now. The Russell is going up straight up to a zone at 995. If we flip this back to a 4-tick range chart, there was an entry in here on the 4-tick range right in here on this move up. I know if I were doing this in the live trading room, I would have said this is a little long on the tooth and I'm going to wait for a deeper pullback. That's what I would have said. Okay, so I wouldn't have taken the long trade right here, even though it worked out. I know I wouldn't have taken that. Okay. Crude oil is really having trouble right there at that 98.08 level. If we look at 98.08, we'll blow it up a little bit here. Let's look at the big picture. Come on. There we go. The bigger picture. And my charts are hanging here. This 98.08 level. Beyond that, we'll go up to 98.17, 98.38, and ultimately 98.49. We do have bullish divergence. We need a pullback and a test of the BBC. Okay, so there's an opportunity. There could be an opportunity to get long on this again. Okay. All right. Copper. I didn't take any copper trades this morning, but there was one trade, maybe 2 trades that we pointed out. This down close right here, and this down close right here on the copper. I missed both of those. All right. The Russell. Okay, the crude oil. Let me just jump back in here. Okay, we broke through on the crude. Broke through on the crude with momentum. So watch for that crude. What did I say? 98.17? Is that what I said? 98.08. Then above 98.08. 98.18. 98.18. Okay, we just about popped to there already. We got up to 98.16. And we just got up to 98.18. Alright, so it should keep going here. You should get a pullback here with some opportunity to enter the trade again. Now, the original entry on that was back here. All right, this up close down here at 97.91, right there. Bullish divergence, bullish cross. Now, if I bring the picture up, I'll show you. Step 1 is the MA1 over the BBC. Step 2, price pulls away. Step 3, it comes back, tests it, gives an up close. Step 4, you have bullish divergence with a red cycle. Now, this picture was taken back on the G contract. You can see we're on the N contract now. It's the same thing over and over and over again, all the time. It's always the same thing. All right. All right, slide that off, and I showed you copper. We didn't do anything with whatever this is with the yen. I showed one trade on the yen, this one in here, in the pre-market. Actually, that wasn't the pre-market, it was after the open. But there was a long trade here, there was a long trade here. There was a long trade here, a long trade here. There was plenty of opportunity.
Did you already answer Jim's question?
Short trade in here? Oh yeah, I just did. Yep, short trade here. Yeah, I just showed it to him. The zones in here, we do have zones, but we don't have zones on every market. I think because I had been looking at gold, crude oil, and you couldn't see the zones on the Russell because we were in between them, that he hadn't noticed the zones over here.
Gotcha.
Yes. All right. Now, soybeans. We took a couple soybean trades this morning. Let's see, our first trade right here. Soybeans do not have weekly trading zones, but we took a long trade right here. We got 4 ticks profit on that trade. We were looking for it to get up above this level right here. All right, and you can see it stayed below that level for a full hour. We took a long trade here. We got 4 ticks profit. We took a long trade here. We lost 8 ticks, so we're at minus 4 ticks here. Over here, we took another long trade. Once it broke through that level and it gave us an opportunity up here, we took another long trade, and we made 5 ticks on that. That put us at +1 on the soybeans. You can see there were more opportunities in here after the live trading room ended. Right over here is a shorting opportunity. Just looking around. Right here was a shorting opportunity. All right, with the higher swing, yeah, we missed all that this morning. And actually, let's see. Yeah, right in here was another shorting opportunity. I suppose you would have stopped out on that one, though. Right there. And that was it on the soybeans. All right. Let's see. Jim, I don't know if you can hear me. Jim, can you hear it all right now, Jim? Because I already answered your question twice. Would you have to take all these trades? No, actually. You know what, Robert? The question is this. Would I have to take all these trades in these markets to reach the daily goal that I mentioned while showing my spreadsheet? Actually, no. You should do much better than I do. Let's take gold, for instance, or even crude oil right now. Now, I just missed this trade right here in crude. Okay, this trade right here alone was better than what I did with all the trades that I took. Okay, this trade right here alone was better than I did with all the trades that I took this morning. But if you focus on a single market, you shouldn't be missing the trades that I miss. You know, I missed that one, I missed that one. Either one of those would have been better than what I did with all the trades that I took. Okay, so you don't have to take all these trades. You definitely don't have to. And you know, the guys who are partners who have been doing this for a while, once you figure it out, it slows down completely, and you really should be doing better than I do. You know, in the beginning, you may want to mirror my trades as much as you can, as closely as you can. You may want to mirror my trades, but once you have it all figured out, you focus on 1 or 2 markets, pick whatever ones are most comfortable for you, and trade just those. And you know, you should be doing better than I do. You know, but it is the same thing over and over and over and over again. This was crude oil. If you did crude oil today, you should have done better than I did. This is the Russell. On the Russell today, I was -7, but even with my -7, let's see, I missed this trade right here. That would have gotten it all back for me. So there was this first trade. I missed this trade that would have gotten it back. I missed this trade in here that gave about 10 ticks. I missed this trade that gave about 5. Let's see, on the way up right here, I missed this trade, I missed this trade, and I just missed this trade. any one of those three right there would have done better alone than all of my trades together. All right, you have to keep in mind. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If I might butt in right here.
Yes.
We talked about this yesterday in the live. Well, we probably touch on it every day. But when someone's new and they come in and they look at all the markets and all the trades, they're like, wow, that's a lot. I don't know if I can learn how to do all that. Well, the beauty is you don't have to worry about learning how to trade all these different markets. You could spend years alone learning how to trade the S&P 500. You could spend months learning how to trade gold or crude. You could spend decades learning how to trade currencies. What we've done is we've simplified the process. Rather than having to learn all these different markets and a whole bunch of different time frames, we teach you one trade setup using our proprietary indicator set, sort of a rubber stamp. You can then, once you learn that setup, once you know it, once you own it, once you can spot it coming a mile away, you know how to act on it, you know how to manage it, you know how to exit it, you can go and trade any market that you want. From the S&P 500 to gold, to crude, to natural gas, to whatever it might be, the euro, the yen. Doesn't matter, because all of these markets are auction-style markets. There's someone on the bid, someone on the ask. Price is going to continue to rise until selling pressure overrides buying pressure, and then price will begin to fall until buying pressure overwhelms the selling pressure. And it's going to go back and forth, just like that, from now through eternity, because that's the nature of the market. What this trade setup does, it simply captures the underlying rhythm of the market. We're not trying to catch the top or the bottom of any move. We're not looking to catch the high or catch the low. We know that, for instance, in the S&P 500, that the average swing is 3 to 5 points. Not trying to catch the high, not trying to catch the low. We're just looking to scoop a couple of points out of the middle. So when you think about it like that, I don't have to learn a bunch of different markets. I just learn one trade setup, and then I can put up a number of different charts on my screens, and if I see that one particular market is acting favorably today, it's got participation, it's got volatility, and it just looks the way I need a market to look to be involved. Now you hone in on that particular market and you use the setup you've learned to trade that market. That's one approach. Another approach is I only want to trade the S&P 500 and the Dow. I'm not even interested in those other markets. Okay, then you put up your S&P chart, you put up your Dow chart, and you sit and wait until your setup, the trade that you've learned, appears. When it appears, you recognize it because you know it inside and out, and then you take action. That's simple. See, the first couple days in the live trading room, things, as Michael said, move really, really, really fast. But by the third day, everything I just said starts to descend on you, and you realize just how simple it is, and you go, hey, wait a minute. By the third day, you go, hey, wait a minute. That guy's just doing the same thing over and over again. I can do that. Exactly. You can do that. Back to you, Boston.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. I was just highlighting the areas in here where, things just started moving right here. There was this opportunity here on the Russell. There was followed up by another opportunity right there on the Russell. There's this opportunity here on the crude. I wanted to see it break through this 98.08 level right here. You see how it was held up there, and I said once it did that, 98.18, it's gone through 98.18. Now it's setting up for another opportunity on the long side. What you would do right now is draw a little trend line, just like that. Look for an up close above that trend line. From the up close above that trend line, it should get up to 98.28 at least. Okay, that's all there is to it. Over and over and over again. The same thing. I've said this a whole bunch of times. I say a bunch of things because I say something for 2 hours every day in the live trading room. But there's two things. One is all this all this should not be exciting to you. This should be boring. Over time, you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. So it should be boring. Actually, it was right here, Wolfram. You were probably right. The trend line would have been like this. Okay. Bullish divergence trend line up close above the trend line. So the entry was right here at 993.9. The same thing over and over and over again. And along with that, and I do say this quite often, whenever I come into my office in the morning and I sit down at my desk, I know exactly what I'm going to do every single day. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I never sit down and wonder if what I'm going to do is going to work. It works. I never sit down. I never sit down without confidence in what I'm doing. You know, the only question I have on the down days that I have, I showed you that spreadsheet, and I'll bring that back up and I'll discuss this for a minute. On the days that I start out, like this day and this day, last month, this day I started out -4, well, not -4, I started out with 4 losing trades on this day. This very day right here. 4 losing trades. And on this day I started out with 3 losing trades. My only concern, I wasn't worried about whether I was going to end the day positive. I was worried about whether I was going to be able to end the morning session positive. Because that's where I record, whether I'm positive or negative on the day. This down day right here, we were -$80 per contract on that day. And that happened to be the day after my mother-in-law's wake. We ended minus, at the end of the 2 hours in the live trading room, we were -$80 a contract. And then in the half an hour between the end of the morning session and the beginning of this session, the half an hour that we take, I made $300 a contract, I think. Or $130 a contract, or something like that. But I got positive. I got net positive, and I made the 2 points that I was trying to make. But I just didn't have enough time in the first 2 hours. That's the only, if I start the day out and I'm down, like on this one, on one of these days I was down $360 a contract. And I still managed to get back positive on the day. Positive at least 2 points. It was never a question of whether I was going to be positive 2 points. It was just a question of how long it was going to take and if I was going to be able to do it in that 2 hour time frame. In the 2 hour window, if there aren't many opportunities, then it's going to be difficult for me to get 2 points. But in that particular, in most days, there's with the number of markets that we trade on most days, on almost every day, as you can see, there's plenty of opportunity. And on every day, I miss a ton of winning trades. A ton of winning trades. I would almost say that I capture probably 20% of the trades that I should be capturing. And I miss 80% of the trades that I should be capturing. So there's, you guys aren't going to be doing everything that I'm doing. I don't recommend that everybody comes in and tries to trade 8 different markets at once and answer questions from hundreds of people all at the same time. I don't recommend that you try to do that. What I recommend is you focus on 1 or 2 markets, learn those markets really well, learn them so you can do it with your eyes closed practically. You're doing it in your sleep. And then trade those markets. That's what I recommend. All right. All right, on the NQ, let me just jump on the NQ. I didn't trade the NQ this morning, but I did show some trades on the NQ. Not at that time. In here, I suggested along here, along here, along there, along here that would have stopped you right out. Along over here, along over here. And look at the head and shoulders pattern that's showing up right here. Anyway, that was all I had done on the NQ. There were some nice spots in there. Okay. Steven, I think better. Why would they be any worse? I would think they would be better. I would think that, I like to trade the first 2 hours because there's usually the most activity in the first 2 hours. That's why we do it then. It would be pretty dry trading.
Read that question.
Okay. Yeah, actually. The question was, do I think I would have better or the same results if I traded all day? I think there would be better results. I mean, there's no reason for them to be worse. The trade setup is the trade setup, and the trade setup works. It just works.
He may be getting after the 2 points a day thing. That may be where his question is going. Should you stop after 2 points, or should you just go ahead and trade all day? That might be what he's referring to.
Maybe, or maybe why do I only do 2 hours?
Yeah.
Either one. The 2 points a day, why don't I stop? Because it's a trading room and a training room. I'm there to teach people how to trade, and I'm there to show people that it can be done live in real time with real money in front of you guys.
Often is the day we would like to just stop, but we're committed to continuing to trade for the entire 2 hours.
That's right. We say we're going to do 2 hours of trading, and we do. If I tried to trade all day, yes, I would get tired. That would be very tiring. If I tried to trade 8 different markets and answer questions from hundreds of people all day, that would be very tiring. Our Thursdays are, for Dwayne and I, we start the morning, we start Thursday mornings with an hour-long meeting before we even start the live trading room. Then we do the live trading room, and then we do this section, and then we have our partners meetings Thursday nights, which often last 3 hours. So, those are our long days, the Thursdays.
In my time zone, my Thursdays go from 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yep.
It's a long day.
Yep. Yeah, mine is 3 hours. Just add 3 hours to that. Start at 8:30 a.m. to midnight. But that's our Thursdays. But yeah, so we
My
would
kids
get.
keep a picture of me in their bedroom so they can remember what I look like.
Oh, my kids just come in and bug me.
That's my dad. I saw him last week. It's like Sasquatch, it's occasional sighting, the dad sighting. Or they captured me for a couple hours on Sunday, and we went out to Cookie Watch Out. That's I laugh about that, but it's really
Yeah.
I really need to fix that somehow. I don't know how though.
Yeah, it seems like the more we try to fix
Cloning,
it, the
that's
more we
it.
end up with.
Cloning. Call
There you
Dolly
go.
the sheep. She's got the answer. All right. Well, let me stop
All right.
yakking so you can finish your recap. All right.
Okay. Well, I pretty much showed everything, didn't I? I showed soybeans, I showed the yen, I showed copper, I showed the ES, I showed NASDAQ, I showed gold, I showed the Russell, I showed crude. Yeah, that's good. We'll stop there. If anybody has any questions about anything, you can reach us at support@cfrn.net. If you haven't taken the free trial with us, go to cfrn.net/apply, sign up for the free trial. If you have taken the free trial with us and you want to become a partner, send us an email at support@cfrn.net. We'll send you the partner info. Okay? That's all you have to do. It's right there for you. It's within reach. So give us a call, send us an email, whatever you need to do. All right? With that, I'm going to wrap up I'm going to wrap up the recording. All right, the recap.